For all the console players out there, your time has finally come. Marvel Rivals is going to be coming to PS5, and there will be a closed beta test in July just for you guys, it sounds like. So, that's not the only thing that they've revealed here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to start playing this trailer for you. Lots of new stuff in this state of play. Right off the bat, though, see NetEase. Sorry. Right off the bat, we are going to see one of the new characters. That's going to be Venom. Great to see. Awesome pick. And then right after this, we're going to see Adam Warlock right here. So yeah, these two are on the leaked roster. If you've seen that roster, it was data mined. There was a list of 20 characters. Venom and Adam Warlock are both on that roster, so that's big. So far, that leaked data mined roster is real, and two of the characters have shown up. I'm gonna go ahead. I'll play it a little bit. Let's go ahead and we'll analyze Venom's moveset, or both of their movesets, real quick. So basically, just by Venom's size, and his health bar, this guy's got to be a tank. 700 HP. I would very much assume that he has to be a tank. We'll see that he has a swing, so he is also swinging like Spider-Man, which is a little weird for a tank to have that kind of mobility. But I'm here for it. It looks like when you're in the air, you'll get a diving strike, which you can activate on circle. Here, it's probably kind of like pile driver, but when you go into the ground here, oh, never mind, that's a different ability. So you just hit the ground, you do some damage. Looks like he's got some kind of like, this is like Venture Burrow. So he goes into the ground and he can stay there for a little bit, and then he can choose to come up and do damage. So interesting kit. Basically, he's like a highly mobile tank. So this is probably our second like real dive tank, because Hulk is like a dive tank, but he hasn't been very good. Venom has like an invincible ability, it looks like, and web swinging, and just a lot of abilities. What we can also see in here is that Venom's primary fire, it's infinite, there's no reloading. He's got a lot of abilities. I'm not going to try and figure out what all of them are. I feel like that's just a fool's errand. The big thing to note here is that I was actually just talking to somebody in my chat about, like, there's a lot of buttons in this game, or there's not a lot of buttons on a controller that would feel good to use if it were ported to console, and then, like, literally 30 minutes later, we see this trailer and it's ported to console. So they're going to have to do a lot of shenanigans with the buttons. It looks like most of them are going to be on the triggers and the bumpers, and then your ult is not a face button. It's actually going to be L3 and R3 together. So most of the face buttons look open so far for the dive or maybe like interact. I'm sure Spider-Man is going to have to use a face button for his uppercut. But yeah, that's Venom here. Now, next we have Adam Warlock, who has a reload. And he's got something that's got resource here. The big thing we can see from Warlock is, I'm wondering if I can find the moment. Here we go. R1 to heal. I have a feeling that he's got like some kind of like brig pack type of thing where he like throws a heal on somebody. I was not expecting him to be a support. I just assumed he'd be a DPS, but he has the staff and he is a support character in some form or fashion. I see this meter on the right here. I don't quite know what that is. I'm assuming he's the one who's got all these orbs, unless those are Rocket's orbs. Those are Rocket's orbs. Never mind. But yeah, we don't get to see much of what he actually does. It looks like he has like a 60-second cooldown of some variety. I think it might be his teleport, or we'll see it a little later. It could possibly be a res, like a self-res. I'm a little concerned about that. And I'll tell you why I think it's a self-res, because there's something else later that kind of looks like it. It could just be like a teleport of some variety. But to be honest with you, it's really hard to, like, I can't really figure out. He looks like he put some kind of either healing field or like a damage mitigation, like a bubble on them. And I assume that meter is telling you how long it has left on it. I don't know. It's a little hard to actually figure out. Obviously, this is all in like a new map. Also, one thing to point out, I might be crazy, is this UI on the right here different? It looks a little different to me, but... Alright, so then we're going to see some, just some of the power-ups we've already seen before. Nothing too big here. Oh, wait. I just saw something about Warlock. So there's a Warlock on the other team. Star-Lord is killed. And Mantis is killed. Warlock is right there. It looks like maybe he doesn't die, but their souls fly up somewhere. I don't know what's going on there. It looks like Warlock died. So, anyways, there is a team up here, which was not in the beta, because I'm pretty sure it's Star-Lord with Warlock or Mantis with Warlock. I'm afraid that this is a res. And the reason I say that is because I want you to listen real close. I'm going to turn it up real quick. I'm back, baby. He says, "I'm back, baby." And he's in this, like, glowing orb of stuff. And I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be, like, this scene is supposed to play out right after that one we just watched where they died. And both him and Mantis, by the way, are spawning. And Warlock is on the field, too. I am mortified. I am mortified that this team up is going to have, like, a self-res or some kind of res ability. Because that seems a little toxic, that there is now a third way for teammates to be rezzed in some form or fashion in this video game. So that's a little scary, to be honest with you. But yeah, we'll just see. Now, this one is going to be Venom with, again, another one where, like, Peter and Penny don't have a synergy together, but it looks like they both have one with Venom. This is also a really weird one. They just make this big area of effect. Both of them do this, by the way. They can make this big area of effect happen. I think they need to be near Venom when he does a certain ability, because it doesn't look like this was activated by them. It doesn't look like it's an ability. Unless it's actually, now that I'm saying it, I think it is triangle. I'm seeing it now. Yeah, and it's yellow, so it means it's being activated. So basically, Peter Parker has another Death Blossom ability. For whatever reason. So does Penny. And Venom, I don't know if Venom is like these tendrils are to them. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but those are like the new team-ups with these characters. This is actually really cool. So I'm not a super big fan of the destructible environments, but this one I think is really cool. These spiders actually catch the roof when the building breaks, and this space up here is still usable. I think that's a really good idea. It's like it opens this up, but it keeps the high ground area. That might be really toxic and really hard to deal with. Or it may be really fun. We'll have to see. I like this in theory. I think that's cool. But yeah, that's a lot of the big stuff. Marvel Rivals. There is one little teaser here at the end. This is Black Panther. But he's in this kind of like liminal like space area. I don't know if this is supposed to be like either like a character or a map teaser, but this is kind of like that. I don't know what it's called, but there's like in the Black Panther movies, there's kind of like that spirit realm that he's in. He's talking to his dead dad. I don't know if this is what that's supposed to be, or if this is completely unrelated. It's trying to hint at something, but I don't really know what it's getting at. If you have any ideas, please feel free to let me know. I'm not as versed in this, but to me, I don't know. Like, there's no character on the leaked list that I think super goes with what's happening here. So, I have no idea. And there's no voice line or anything. So, here's the big thing. Closed beta test on PS5. We are unsure if it's going to come back to PC at this time. That's going to be July of 2024. So, in, like, basically, like, a month and a half. And the full game is going to be on PS5. Only PS5, no PS4. Makes sense. The game has some optimization problems. Which, you know, I'm afraid about how this thing is going to run on a PS5 because the PC version wasn't running very well. But most of the time, console versions of games typically run better than their PC counterparts. Just because the hardware is like, there's only one version of this hardware. Everybody has it. There's no variables here. So I have a feeling it'll probably run a little better on the PS5, at least overall. But there's one big thing to note here. It's that they have called this a closed beta test. This is not an alpha. This is not alpha. In July, they will be in beta. Now, what the names actually mean anymore, it's kind of been lost. There's really no like indication of when things are going to be happening. Multiverse has had their beta a year and a half before the game even launched, so take this with a grain of salt. But to me, this feels like the game is going to be a much different, not much different, but it's probably going to be a much more refined build, much nicer, much more worked on, more developed build. Obviously, I think Venom and Adam are probably going to be in it. There's a possibility more characters will be in it because there's a whole like month, even up to 2 months before we're going to get our hands on this. So they may even show us another character or two before then. But yeah, this is a beta test. This is not an alpha. So the development is maybe a little farther along than we thought. To me, it says it's launching next year, so we can't, again, grain of salt. But to me, that is a little scary because I have a couple of issues with the game that are probably not able to be fixed in a couple months' time. Now, again, we have no idea when the full game is actually going to launch. They keep saying it's going to be next year. At least I believe that's what they've been saying. But this does kind of indicate that there may be some stuff, or it may be a little closer than we anticipate. Maybe it's going to get an early next year release. Maybe there's going to be another like an open beta in, maybe like October, and then they'll be like, okay, we'll be gone for 2 months, and then it'll be back, right? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's kind of it. Also, if you play it on PS5 in the beta, you can get the Scarlet Spider costume. We don't know if there's any kind of cross-save feature between them. I know that if there is, I will be playing on my PlayStation to get this. And then I can rub it in everyone's face when I have it and nobody else does. But that's it. There's no word about this coming to Xbox so far. To my knowledge, obviously they're not going to talk about it in the PlayStation blog here. And also this blog post doesn't really say anything. It's just kind of telling the PlayStation world what this game is. But yeah, that is about it, I believe. You can wishlist it now, I guess. If you're a PlayStation user and you really want to know when it's coming, go ahead and wishlist it. But yeah, that's it. If you want to see more Marvel Rivals content, that's going to be right here on my YouTube. If you like this video, if you wouldn't mind giving it a like, comment, subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, who you want to see. If you think all the characters on the leaked list are going to be out before the game comes out, when you think the game's going to come out, what you think of Marvel Rivals, any of that good stuff. I'd love to hear it. If you want to get in on this discussion live, that's going to be twitch.tv/Lane Hemingway. I do a discussion every single time I go live. And if that doesn't interest you as much, the rest of my socials are down below. Thank you so much for watching. Be on the lookout for more Marvel Rivals stuff here. Have a good day.